55? Okay. And then
number 5 is receiver. Toth, take him Toth.
okay.
Number 12, receiver.
Okay.
20, running back. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
How much
7,
is
8, 9.
Do you have a tight end, or do you have 2 running backs or 3 what?
There's our other running back, it's Caleb Jones. He subs in and out.
Okay. So it'd be just one more, either wide receiver or
24, wide receiver.
Okay. All right.
Should be good.
All right. Yeah, that's good. Hey guys, I appreciate it.
Next you're going is the band plays the Hay song.
That would be Anthony's son. Oh. Wow.
All right, we're ready to start. So tonight, starting with our freshman attendants, Katie Stoney and Dane Villies. Katie is the daughter of Scott and Holly Stoney. Katie is involved in volleyball here at school and plays club volleyball and runs track. Her future plans are to attend college. Dane is the son of Brian and Ashley DeVillies. Dane plays basketball, runs track, and lifts. His future plans include staying involved in athletics and attending a 4-year college majoring in business. Your freshman attendants, Katie and Dane. Sophomore attendants are Carly Launder and Kai Garachi. Carly is the daughter of Dana and Christy Launder. Her activities include volleyball, basketball, FFA, and student council. She plans to attend college upon graduation. Carrillo is our foreign exchange student from the Ukraine. His host family is Autumn and Scott Black. Carrillo is a member of the Colts football team and plans to take part in another sport as well as some type of music program while here in the United States. In the Ukraine, Carrillo participates in fencing and hangs out with his friends. In school, he is studying journalism. Your sophomore attendants, Carly and Carrillo. Junior attendants are Sydney Dennison and Chucky Dyer. Sydney is the daughter of Tabitha Thompson. She is active in the marching band, jazz band, concert band, and is junior class vice president. After graduation, she plans to attend a 4-year college to major in education. Chucky is the son of Jerry and Melissa Dyer. His activities include junior class president, football, DECA, and is an MBL class leader. He plans to attend Purdue University and major in education so that he can come back to MHS and teach. Your junior attendants, Sydney and Chucky. Our first senior candidates are Lauren Ogle and Damon Launder. Lauren is the daughter of Chris and Angel Ogle. Lauren is active in cross country, basketball, track, DECA, student council, and was a member of the prom committee last year. After graduation in the spring, Lauren plans to either major in the health sciences or dental hygiene. Damon is the son of Dana and Christy Launder. Damon's activities include football, baseball, DECA, NHS, and was a member of the Guernsey leadership his junior year. After high school, Damon plans to attend college and major in either education or journalism. Your first candidates, Lauren and Damon. Next is Katara McConaughey and Monroe Slayball. Katara is the daughter of Abby Knowles and Tim McConaughey. Her activities include competition dance, cheer, and martial arts, and she is a member of DECA for 3 years. After graduation, she plans to attend college and is undecided on her major. Monroe is the son of Jonas and Fanny Slayball. Monroe is a member of the track team, and after graduation, he plans to attend the workforce. Candidates Katara and Monroe. Next is Lily Norman and Joel Wigan. Lily is the daughter of Jerry and Angie Norman. Lily has participated in cross country, track, student council, and DECA. After graduation, she plans to attend college and major in early childhood education. Joel is the son of Jessica and Joe Wigan. Joel is active in football, track, NHS, band, Brook Singers, jazz band, MBL class leader, and wrestled for 1 year. After graduation, Joel plans to attend either Ohio University or Miami University to study engineering. Candidates, Lily and Joel. All right, your next candidates are Jackie Christian and Marshall Dyer. Jackie is the daughter of Joe and Brandy Christian. Jackie is active in marching band, Brook Singers, DECA, and is currently the student council president. After graduation, she plans to attend college and major in education so she can teach high school math. Marshall is the son of Jerry and Melissa Dyer. Marshall is currently enrolled in the welding program at Mideast and participates in football and track here at MHS. After graduation, he plans to obtain a career that he is passionate about and will give him personal satisfaction. Jackie and Marshall. Your final candidates for tonight are Haley McAdams and Hayden Lloyd. Haley is the niece of Linda Lake. Her activities include varsity cheer, dance, and she runs her own art business. After graduation, she plans to study art therapy. Hayden is the son of Kelly and Jeff Lloyd. Hayden is currently the ambassador for Mideast Zanesville Natural Resources Program. His activities include Big Brother, Big Sisters, football, baseball, and umpires for youth softball and baseball. After graduation, Hayden plans on getting a heavy equipment operator job. Your final candidates, Haley and Hayden. Lastly, we would like to welcome back last year's homecoming king and queen, Luke Dunlap and Madison DeVillies. Madison is currently attending Indiana University, majoring in elementary education. Since leaving home, she spends her time studying, hanging out with her new friends, and listening to Taylor Swift. Luke is attending Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, and is majoring in journalism. After college, he hopes to be a news anchor, and his dream is to move to Oregon to enjoy the outdoors. Your 2020 homecoming king and queen, Luke Dunlap and Madison DeVillies. All right, now for the moment you've waited for. The 2021 MHS homecoming king is Hayden Lloyd. All right, now the 2021 Kaylee McAdams. Congratulations and a big thank you to Mrs. Zuris and the Student Council for coordinating the Homecoming Week activities. Also, Student Council would like to thank Lee's Tees for the donation of the homecoming sashes.
All right, before we have the playing of the national anthem, I'd like you all to please stand. Back on the 25th of September, MHS lost a member of their teaching staff, Mr. David Swigert, died unexpectedly. I'd like to have a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Please remain standing and remove your hats for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Flag raising ceremony by Byesville VFW Post 3760 and Auxiliary. Please remain standing for the playing of the alma mater. Tonight, it's that special night. Please stay after the game as the Meadowbrook Colts Marching Band will be performing their annual Lights Out show. You won't want to miss it.
2-4. Is that right?
Yep.
Good evening and welcome to beautiful Byesville, Ohio, and the campus of Meadowbrook High School, to Eugene Capers Field for this evening's MVL High School football game, small division, between the New Lexington Panthers, who come in with a record of 2-4. They are 0-2 in league play, and they will take on your homestanding Meadowbrook Colts, who come in with a record of 4-2, 1-0 in league play. For the lovely and effervescent Shylin Costello producing this evening's broadcast, and Caleb Graham working the sidelines, I'm merely Tom Strasser, and my partner in crime, a man who needs no introduction, but let's give him one anyway, the one and only D-Train, Darren McCullough. And D-Train, it's a league game. It's a bounce-back game for Meadowbrook as well. And plus, the icing on the cake, it's homecoming as well. So a festive night here in Byesville.
Yeah, it brings a bunch of excitement to Meadowbrook, and unfortunately for some of the football team, it may bring a little bit distractions because you got kids worrying about homecoming instead of maybe focusing on the game at hand. But I'm sure Coach Norman and his staff have squashed that probably Monday afternoon's practice. And obviously Meadowbrook had a tough loss last week at John Glenn, losing 35-7. But New Lexington, on the other hand, they kind of have some a bad taste in their mouth, as they're currently riding a 4-game losing streak where they've had a tough little gauntlet where they've lost to John Glenn, West Muskingum, Tri-Valley, Coshocton. They've been outscored 166-64 in those 4 games. So it's been a little frustrating stretch for them. So both teams looking to rebound here tonight.
And Train, as we were able to broadcast the pregame festivities, the happiness of announcing the homecoming king and queen. The homecoming king will also have a busy night on the football field. Hayden Loy, congratulations to him, as well as our 2021 homecoming queen for Meadowbrook, and that is Haley McAdams. So congratulations to Hayden and Haley on being homecoming king and queen, and trained appropriately. A moment of silence given tonight before the game for a Meadowbrook teacher who tragically and unfortunately lost his life last weekend. David Swigert. I never had a chance to meet him, but just talking to so many people here in the Meadowbrook community and the school district, a guy that was truly loved by his staff, the students, as well as the community. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Meadowbrook community and families, as well as the David Swigert friends and family, and the loss of a very good man.
Yeah, that's always just a real tough situation. It actually, I didn't think about it until they were talking about it today. it kind of brought up memories when I went to school here in Meadowbrook. I know one of my past teachers, who was still a teacher at the middle school, Mr. Pekka, he was a Ohio history teacher, and he was just one of those teachers that just loved his job. And like, there's a lot of things you forget from school, but there's one thing he always did, because he talked about William Henry Harrison and John Tyler when they had their presidency, and they had the slogan Tippecanoe and Tyler too, and he'd always do a little song and dance to that. It was always fun and got us kids fired up about it. And it's always something that you've always remembered, and I'm sure Mr. Swigart has the lasting memory on some of those kids that are at Meadowbrook High School too, and even ones who have graduated too.
Yeah, so again, our thoughts and prayers with the family, the Swigart family, as well as the Meadowbrook family and community here, and definitely have been and will continue to be in our thoughts and prayers. And Train, we're just a few minutes waiting here for the Meadowbrook Colts to take the football field. You talk about distractions that could come with homecoming week, but with the loss last week, and really maybe I guess you could say probably Meadowbrook's only bad game they would deem of the season thus far. So, they're coming in looking to get that bad taste out of their mouths.
Yeah, and it was a combination of a lot of things. If you were at the game, you saw a lot of uncommon mistakes. If you watched it, you saw a lot of uncommon mistakes. They dropped some passes, made some costly penalties, just mistakes that haven't been common for the Meadowbrook football program. So I'm sure this week's been about making the proper adjustments, figuring out what they need to do with some changes to the scheme and how they can kind of fix those mistakes and kind of, I guess, heal themselves tonight against New Lexington.
Yeah, and also, but all of that being said and done, Train, you got to give credit to the John Glenn Muskies. They really manhandled the Sheridan Generals just a couple weeks before that, and John Glenn they've gotten healthy, and Coach Edwards has his team really playing their best football. So Meadowbrook comes in still 4-2, undefeated in the small division side of the MVL, and a lot to play for. Meadowbrook currently sitting, I believe, 8th in the playoffs.
8 or 9, I can't remember. I looked at it just a little bit ago, but I can't remember, to be honest. I want to say 8, but I don't want to.
I think it is 8th, and Cambridge is 10th, and John Glenn is 5.
Yeah. So obviously that you want to be 8 or higher for that Week 11 home game, and obviously we hope Meadowbrook's Week 11 home game, because that means we'll be here for one more live stream, and really looking at the schedule that I know after tonight there's only one more home game, Week 9 against Morgan, but they got some games. They've got, I believe it's New Lex tonight. Then I think they go to, is it to Coshocton? I know they got Coshocton, because to Coshocton, then home Morgan, and then at West Muskingum last week of the season. So 4 league games, small school games, and you got to looking at it on paper, you got to think Meadowbrook's the favorite in all those games. So going into the playoffs, I guess best case scenario, what you're hoping for if you're a Meadowbrook fan is being 8-2, and that seeding should go up, and they should be higher than an 8 seed. They maybe be a 5 or 6 or maybe even a 4. And like we talked also, is the top of that Division 4 Region 15 is pretty stinking good when you start with Bloom Carroll and Indian Valley as the top 2 teams. And so it's definitely not going to be an easy task to get out of the region, but you want to kind of get to the point where you're not facing those guys Week 12 or even Week 11, where you're facing them for that regional title, hopefully.
And Train, as Meadowbrook takes the field, before we get ready for the kickoff, what can Meadowbrook expect to see in the people watching the broadcast this evening on KGP TV? What can they expect to see from New Lexington? And it all starts with their outstanding senior quarterback, Hunter Kellogg, 6'3", 210.
Yeah, they're going to spread you out. They're going to look to get some quick passes. Their receivers, a very talented group. It's led by Tatum Toff and Lucas Ratliff. Obviously, they got a bell cow running back in Hunter Rose. he's going to get his carries. So, I mean, offensively, they're very similar, but they're going to be very balanced. Spread you out. They're going to look to run. They're also going to look to take advantage of matchups. I mean, that's a big thing where any smart football team looks at the matchups, where they got the biggest advantage, and try to take advantage of them. And I think that's something that Meadowbrook does well on the offensive end for themselves. And that's probably something that New Lex is going to do on the other side as well.
Yeah, and when you look the offensive line for New Lex, manning the offensive line is their center, Brady Kennedy. And Train, he comes in 6'1", 280 pounds. So he's been thus far really mans the interior pass protection that Kellogg will look to get tonight.
Well, remember we talked week 1 about how good Maysville's offensive line was with the size that they had, and we saw that game. The Meadowbrook's defensive line got some penetration and was in the backfield a lot and gave their offense some trouble. So, I mean, Meadowbrook's defensive line, though they really, I don't want to say inexperienced, but they haven't played a whole bunch as a unit on Friday nights. But those guys have done a pretty good job of getting pressure, getting in the backfield, taking up blockers where McManaway or Flowers or somebody can shoot the gap and get in the backfield as well. So looks like we're going to start with Meadowbrook football here with the Panthers kicking off to start the game.
Yes, and that will be Hunter Kellogg going back for Meadowbrook. It's Ty Griffith, Romeo Dorsey, and Dorsey has had some exciting returns. So thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. It ought to be a lot of fun here. Homecoming night for the Colts, and here's a little squib kick that is going to be caught at the 35. Fair caught there for Meadowbrook, and they will take over right around, I believe, the 36-yard line.
So that was Noah Lingle with the fair catch there. I was looking down and didn't see the fair catch, and he was kind of standing there. And then finally, after a couple seconds, the officials blew the whistle and called it. So Meadowbrook's going to start at their own 38.
Yeah, Meadowbrook's outstanding senior quarterback, Josh Hupp, will bring him up. Shotgun formation. Man coming in motion. And there's a swing pass.
And that's going to go as a run there because it looks like Eubanks caught it as a
lateral
there. So it's going to be a 2-yard loss in the play. And I think New Lex kind of was prepared for that.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12 after the 2-yard loss. And that's one of those plays, Train, you're right, if Meadowbrook runs again later, could be a double pass.
Mm-hmm. And you got to know your personnel because it won't be thrown to Eubanks. It'll probably be thrown to Launder. Launder's the backup QB.
And here's a completion, and that's going to be a 1st down and then some up to the 47-yard line.
It's going to be the 49, it looks like. So it's going to be a gain of 12. Or excuse me, 13 from Hupp to Mayo. Good quick pass. Hupp just rolls out and fires an open man, cutting across and turns it upfield, pick up the 1st down.
So Meadowbrook lost 2 on their first play. And then picked up, you said? 13 there. So 1st down and 10, just inside Panther, or just short of Panther territory. Hupp going deep to Eubanks, and it is incomplete. Pass broken up there by Aiden Euman.
A good pass just hung up there as McManaway tried making the jumping catch. Couldn't quite get there when he dove to it. Like you said, good defense by the Panthers as well.
And Train, one of the Hupp throws the ball so well on the move. That's tough as a right-handed quarterback rolling to your left, but he has shown the ability.
Yeah, bringing it across your body, that's never easy.
To strike deep.
So he's going to hand it off the Bop here.
Yeah, and Bop will be Bop for about 10 yards. He's right at the sticks.
gonna say
They're going to mark him about a yard short.
so. Good first run here. I do right here. With your new Lex, you got to be sound. You got to expect trying to get him to jump off sides, or if they don't get him to jump off, expect Hupp to keep it on a little QB power. He's going to hand it. There's a read up. He's going to keep it.
Yeah, and Hupp's going to have the first down and then some. He'll get to about the 26-yard line. Kellogg there as well as Human for the Panthers.
So he did a little bit of the spin cycle there on the run as he gained a few yards down to about the 27, it looks like. So I think about 15-yard gain from Hupp.
Yeah, and this is Bob. He takes it around the right end, inside the 10 to about the 5-yard line. Kellogg on the tackle for the Panthers, and another first down. That's a gain of right at 20.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 21 officially.
Bop again, and he's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
I mean, but that's really, you think about that, that's a great run by Bop. He's got a big defensive line hanging on to him, and the defensive lineman had to hang on for dear life just to stop him for a 2-yard gain.
And
Bop's not exactly the biggest kid out there, but he's got one of the biggest hearts of all the kids out there.
And trained that defensive lineman was Zach Robinson. Bop hurdles
He's in.
over the end zone and in line. Touchdown, Meadowbrook. So Bob kind of hurdled right over the goal line there and gives Meadowbrook an early 6-0 lead. 9:38 left, and Meadowbrook will look to add the extra point, something they've done very well, and that kick is up, and it is good. So 9:38 left here in the opening quarter. Your score, Meadowbrook 7, New Lex 0. We'll take a timeout and be back for more action here on KGP TV. Welcome back to Eugene Capers Field. After the Garrett Millam extra point is good, 7-0 Meadowbrook. With the early lead, and the Panthers will be looking to see what they can do on their first possession.
And there was a patented Meadowbrook fake kickoff.
This taken at the 10-yard line by Human. And he will get still on his feet. Knocked down at about the 28-yard line.
Just won't go down. We're seeing a lot of tough running here earlier. Bob had a couple tough runs there inside the red zone where he hurdled in for the 4-yard touchdown run. His 2-yard run before that, he had a defensive lineman hanging on to him and couldn't quite break that one. And here on the kick return, another battle as Kellogg's coming in with the play, starting quarterback for New Lexington.
So it'll be first down and 10, ball at the 28. Shotgun formation for Kellogg. Throws a little bubble screen, and this is going to be a big loss.
McManaway finishes it up. The pass was to Toff, and he lost about 4 yards on the play.
So second down, run up the middle to about the 29-yard line, near the initial line of scrimmage.
I believe that was Hunter Rose on the carry. Yes, Hunter Rose.
Yes.
Their star junior running back.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Panthers going at a fast pace, up tempo. Kellogg, strong arm, back shoulder throw. It is caught at the 48. That'll be a 1st down, a gain of 19.
And that was just a great catch by Toth. I mean, Ratliff put some juice on it for sure, but Toth made an outstanding catch on the play.
Oh, here's
Rose, wow.
Yeah, Rose will get to about the 45-yard line there.
Going to call him at the 46, so it's going to be a gain of 7.
Well, I tell you, that was a money throw there by Kellogg. That was good coverage, Train.
Yeah.
Just a back shoulder throw, and those may be the most impossible passes to defend. Here's a high pass.
A little too much juice on that pass to Trace Wallenberg. But so far we're seeing, we're kind of in a competition to see who can play faster, as Meadowbrook was pretty much up-tempo their drive, and New Lex is keeping up with the tempo here on the other end.
Meadowbrook nearly jumped off sides, but was able to hold their water a little bit longer. Kellogg's going to throw it, and that pass is incomplete.
And Toth heard the footsteps a little bit there from Aiden Reese and kind of was trying to dodge the tackle before he had the ball. And here you got to expect 4th and 3. New Lex is probably thinking they have to go for it, because it's, when you play Meadowbrook, you can't come away with 0 points on a possession. You got to put points on the board in every possession, and as expected, they're going for it with the trips right.
Yeah, 4th and 3, and there's going to be an offensive lineman
They're
moved.
going to call false start on New Lex.
So now we'll see what New Lex will elect to do.
Yeah,
Head coach Kevin Board.
Yeah, big difference between 4th and 3 and 4th and 8 as they're bringing the punt team out. Looks like Toth is going to be the punter.
It looks like Morrison back.
I believe Eubanks is on the far side. We can't quite get a view on the number. Yeah, it is. I'm almost 100% sure it's Eubanks. Yeah, it's Eubanks on the other side. So going to punt from their own 49.
Wow, nice punt. Eubanks calling for the fair catch, and he'll corral it right around the 15-yard line.
So it's going to be the 14-yard line. I think they're going to mark it. If that's the case, it's going to be a 37-yard punt from Toth. But it's a win for Meadowbrook. The defense gets a stop, and now their offense is back on the field.
Pistol formation, Bop. Behind Hupp. And it's Bop who has it. And he will get a little running room out to about the 18-yard line.
So it's going to be a 4-yard gain. So Bob early on having a nice ball game. 5 carries, 40 yards. Oh, you're going to mark it at the 17. Or no, it's 18. That's 18.
And the first touchdown of the game as well.
For those who picked him up as a late sleeper in fantasy, got to be happy with his early going.
And they're going to be happy with this run as he will get over the 30 to about the 34-yard line. And that'll be a Meadowbrook first down. A run of
15, so he's got 55 now. 6 carries, 55 yards, and a touch.
So both teams, high-octane offense. We expected it from Meadowbrook. Bop is going to be dropped for a loss. And that was going to be Zach Robinson.
Yeah. He gave him a little bulldog tackle there. So
it'll be a loss of 3.
And really on that one, Hupp was trying to make a decision whether he wanted to keep it or hand it off to Bop. He elected to save himself a little bit and give the ball to Bop there. He just couldn't break the tackle.
Eubanks in motion. Hupp with a clean pocket now, still looking, and will have to throw that one away.
Hey, you got to give credit here on both sides. Great job by the Meadowbrook offensive line because they gave Hupp plenty of time to get a pass off, but you got to give New Lexington credit there, secondary, for covering for that long and forcing the throw away. So credit on both sides on that.
So 6:08 left here in the opening quarter, 3rd and 13. For Meadowbrook. And Meadowbrook's going to take a timeout.
Not exactly a bad decision here. It's a big 3rd down play. You want to make sure you get the play in that you want, and you hope to pick up the 13 yards if you're Meadowbrook. And Coach Norman just wants to make sure everybody's on the right page on what they want to do here. So we'll thank our sponsors for tonight, GB Roofing, Pure Love Bakery, Graham Excavating, Downtown Arena, and Main Screen Printing. So we appreciate everything that they do so we can provide this live stream for you guys watching at home.
So 3rd and 13 for Meadowbrook when we come out of this timeout.
So I'm sure you're watching at home right now. We're trying to fix the scoreboard. At least it's blurry on the computer here, so we're trying to get it fixed up to where hopefully you guys can see it a little better. I know usually during the game I look at that to kind of help me during the game, so it helps me just as much as it does you guys, but for some reason with the lighting and everything, it's just not cooperating with us here so far.
So 3rd and 13. Hupp's got time down the middle, pass a little high and incomplete, intended for Eubanks. So Bentley Hansen on the coverage for New Lex. So New Lex gives up 1 first down, but they will force a punt.
So a great first drive by Meadowbrook, moved right down the field. New Lex holds strong on the second possession, but as the Colts here will be punting from their own 30.
And boy, there's a fumble, and Meadowbrook has it.
McManaway, I believe, recovered it at the 42. And talk about some bad breaks. Both teams have kind of struggled. I don't know if it's the lighting or what here tonight, but Eubanks on Meadowbrook's side on the punt kind of had to dive to catch a punt, and then in this one, the New Lex player kind of struggled corralling it.
And Train, you being a big baseball guy, that may be the best knuckleball you have seen this season, courtesy of Aiden Reese there.
Should have called the infield fly rule and let it fall.
Well, I tell you, yes, he was very pleased about that.
So Caden Casey's in here at running back now, so he's got a nice pickup on first down. I think he's a gain of 6, it looks like.
Yeah, Hobbs on the tackle for New Lex.
So I think this is where Meadowbrook's at its best, where they can kind of blend these two running backs in with Casey and Bop. And they can kind of make some damage where they both bring a little bit different to the table, as Casey's going to pick up the first down here.
Yeah, that'll give Meadowbrook a first down.
So a gain of 8 by Casey there. So he's got 2 carries for 14 yards. As Coach Norman will be proud. 68 subbing in for
Clayton Hall.
Meadowbrook. Austin Steele, 68 subbing in on the offensive line.
Oh, Austin Steele, yeah, my bad. Hall, 66. So first down and 10, ball at the 29. Casey again will get to about the 24. Or right at the 25, gain of 4.
Yep.
Hobbs on the tackle.
So again, Meadowbrook going back to basics a little bit here, really. Just letting that ground game pick up the chunks they need and keeping it pretty simple.
Yeah, Casey had a monster game last home game. And here's a little shovel pass to Eubanks. He'll get to about inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to mark it right at the 15, so that's going to be a 10-yard completion. As even though it was kind of a reverse, it was a sweep play that a touch forward.
Yeah, that
pretty common in the football game now, where you see a lot of NFL and college teams run that as they fake it and look for the fade.
Pass just incomplete.
Good play design there. They had Eubanks in motion, had the New Lex defense thinking maybe it was going to be another touch pass, got them to shift a little bit, had the man-to-man coverage, just put a little too much on it for Launder.
But that was good coverage, I believe, by Human. So be second down and 10 from the 15. Pistol formation. Casey has it. And he'll pick up.
Looks like he's going to pick up 2 or 3 on the play. Looks like a gain of 2. Well, make it 3. It looks like the down marker's at the 13, but the ball's spotted at the at the 12. There, I think the down marker moved down a yard.
Hupp has time again.
And he finds a hole in the middle.
Yes, and he will pick up the first down.
Yes, he will.
So it'll be 1st and goal, Meadowbrook. And Train, you've mentioned a couple of times, good pass protection, good coverage there. But that time, Hupp was able to find an opening in the crease of the defensive line for New Lex. So 1st and goal from the 2.
So I have that as the 7th first down for Meadowbrook. I could have very easily missed 1 or 2.
And Casey spins, gets in, touchdown, Meadowbrook. So a 2-yard touchdown run. And Meadowbrook extends their lead.
So the turnover proves costly for New Lex. The muffed catch on the punt leads to 6 more points pending the extra point here for Meadowbrook. And we can give him 7 as so Garrett Millen puts another through the uprights.
So Milam makes it 14-0 Meadowbrook. 2:54 left here in the opening quarter. We'll be back for more action here from Eugene Capers Field after this timeout. Welcome back to Byesville. Meadowbrook capitalizes off the muff punt for New Lex. And they finish it off on the 2-yard Caden Casey run. It's now 14-0. Milam will kick off for Meadowbrook.
And then, Tommy, I think we have to mention at the 40-yard line at the Meadowbrook sideline there is legendary official Lucas Hutchison, I believe.
You would be correct.
So we got to get a Lucas Hutchison reference
Uh-oh.
Here. And wow,
that ball's alive, and that ball. Is a touchdown for Meadowbrook if they recovered it.
It's not going to be a touchdown because actually they're going to call it a touchback because he slid into the end zone. If he just...
I thought I thought he recovered it short of the end zone.
Well, I think it's because he slid in. It made it a touchback. If he would have just picked it up, it would have placed at that spot. But because his momentum slid him into the end zone, it is called a touchback. That's what at least my interpretation or assumption is.
I have never seen that. So
Yeah.
I'm baffled. I got to go with the Zebras. They know the rule book better than me, but that ball was recovered in play.
It's kind of like the punt in the NFL. When you punt it, even though you touched it to one, but your momentum carries you into the end zone, it's a touchback. I think that's the same thing as a kick return.
Kellogg's going to be sacked.
And that was Deshaun Mayo on the sack. So going to be a 4-yard loss for Kellogg.
And Train, what was impressive about that was Kellogg. He set up short. It was going to be a quick pass. But Mayo able to get on top of him that quick. Empty backfield. Kellogg under pressure is going to have to tuck it and run it. And he'll get back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so he gets back what he lost on the last play. McManaway brings him down at the 20. So another 3rd and long situation here for New Lexington.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10. And New Lex really in need of a 1st down.
And he's going deep.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's-
intercepted.
That's going to be McManaway, or no, excuse me, Eubanks with
Eubanks.
the interception.
And Eubanks just read Kellogg's eyes there.
Mm-hmm.
And we could see it from up here. He was just playing center field and went over and made the interception. Now, we've got a flag, though, and I think it's against Meadowbrook. This will nullify the interception.
Well, I'll be erasing that on my paper. So, and that might have been, they saw it right at the snap, they saw that somebody jumped for Meadowbrook, so they took, actually it's going to be a personal foul, so it's a 1st down.
Yeah, I couldn't see the call. I didn't know if it was pass interference somewhere or.
Either way, it was a 15-yard penalty and a New Lex 1st down. As Rose is looking for somewhere to go, and he springs.
Wow, he runs hard, and he's got a 1st down and then some. So he gets over to 45 to about the 46.
So he looked like a pinball there as he bounced off Meadowbrook defenders. So it's going to be a gain of 12 from Rose. He doubles his rushing total. So he has 24 on the night.
And that was Eubanks on the tackle. You talked about Rose in the opening. He does run hard. So 1st and 10.
He's going to
Kellogg.
keep it and right there. I mean, who do you want to give the tackle to? It looks like initially Loy was had his ankles wrapped up, and then the rest of the Meadowbrook defense piled on.
That's your 2021 homecoming king for Meadowbrook. So when in doubt, you got to crown the king.
He did crown Kellogg on the play.
So, Loy with the stop. 2nd down and 10. In the waning seconds of the opening quarter, Rose will keep it round the corner, and he's got running room.
We're going to have a hold, so this is going to come back more than likely. But a good run by Rose. Bounce it to the outside and picked up the 1st down.
Could that be that be the reason he had running room?
Yep, sometimes grabbing a hold of that jersey, you can get away with it, and sometimes you can't. And, New Lexington didn't get away with it that time.
Yeah, and that's a big penalty. That would have been a 1st down inside Meadowbrook territory, just short of the 40. Brings it back to the 37.
Now they're in a big 2nd and 20. Makes things a lot tougher.
Kellogg with 2 receivers to the right, gives it back to Rose, and he is hit and stood up.
Met by McManaway, Deshaun Mayo in there as well. So,
and that will be the last play of the 1st quarter. And it's a good quarter for the homestanding Meadowbrook Colts, as after one, your score, Meadowbrook 14, New Lex 0. We'll take a timeout and be back for second quarter action here from Byesville. Welcome back to Byesville. Start of the second quarter here. Thanks for joining us on KGP TV.
We just got a lesson on how to fix the scoreboard clock down in your bottom left corner. I think it looks perfect now, as Shylin did an excellent job there, as we were mesmerized with her outstanding talents here as our producer tonight.
Third down, 18. Kellogg over the middle. It is caught, and that is going to be a first down.
And that was Isaac Dick on the reception for the Panthers. So big first down there on the seam route pass. From the 39. Okay, good. I'm glad they left that up on the scoreboard. 11 and 9, 20-yard completion.
Yeah, they needed 18, and he got 20 yards. And Trent Kellogg, he just barely got it over.
Mm-hmm. Perfectly
A
placed
DB.
over.
Found it. So, wow, that's a big-time throw by Kellogg.
Backfield here. He's going deep.
And
Dick's
he's
got it,
intercepted by Eubanks. So this one's going to count.
Yeah, looking back, we don't see any flags. So Eubanks is going to get the interception this time. And again, it looked like he had Dick open, but Eubanks flies under it and picks it off. So another New Lexington turnover is going to give Meadowbrook the ball back at their own 21-yard line.
And again, Eubanks doing such a good job just staying back and making a break on the football. Kellogg had to throw that ball train, I think, earlier than he wanted to, because he got hit on the throw. This is going to be Casey, and he's going to be dropped, and I wonder if that's not Robinson again.
I tell you what, if he wouldn't have got hit on that throw, I think Dick had the coverage beat. Just that ball hung up there, and Hunter Eubanks was able to get under it and pick it off, as Bob's going to check back in for the Colts.
And Martin in on the tackle as well for New Lex. So 2nd and 11. Meadowbrook's played behind the sticks a little bit more than usual. And that pass thrown on a dime right to McManaway.
Talk about a quick pass. That was the old quick turn on the 6-4-3 double play.
No knuckleball on that one. That was
a
purebred fastball.
That was the old four-seamer right down the pipe. So that was going to be a gain of 6 as we're talking. I got to try to figure that out.
Boy, McManaway, that's some impressive hands there, because Hupp, he put some mustard on that short pass. Hupp looking, now he's going to look deep. Still looking, throws. It is broken up at the last second.
Diving through in there is number 10, Bentley Hansen for, he's a freshman for New Lexington, so young guy making a play for the Panthers.
Possibly one of the Hansen brothers.
Well, if he has brothers,
If
yeah.
he has a brother, he would be. Yes.
I'm guessing that there was a Brady Hansen, I think, may have graduated last year, maybe 2 years ago for New Lex. So was a good basketball player. So I'm sure that's probably an older sibling. So he is probably part of the Hansen brothers, and they're singing a little bop on that.
And Reese, another nice punt. It was going to be fielded at about the 26 and brought up to the 41.
Good return there by Ryan Hobbs. It looked a little shaky as it was bouncing. And after the last punt, they kind of muffed it, but he caught it off the bounce, and it's going to give New Lex good positions. They're going to start from their own 41.
So credit to Panther defense after the interception, forcing a 3 and out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just the mistakes are kind of hurting New Lex here early as the fumble punt that they gave Meadowbrook field position, scored a touchdown. They were driving the last possession and had the turnover. So even though this is a 14-0 game, still.
Rose always makes the first guy miss.
He's definitely a pinball machine, that's for sure. As, like you said, that first guy can't bring him down. He's always razzling and dazzling there in the backfield trying to get away. Reminiscent, you could say, of a young Barry Sanders.
There you go. And
maybe that's why he wears number 20.
Give Zane McGuire credit coming up from the secondary for tackle of no gain. Kellogg rolling, throws it. He's got a man, but it's incomplete.
He threw it to the outside of him. I think receiver wanted it down the middle, but he threw it towards the sideline. Just got turned around, couldn't make the catch. It was a good design play for New Lex there. Just couldn't execute.
And Train, even though the pass was incomplete, that was a good throw by Kellogg. You're right. It was intended to go on the inside shoulder of his receiver, but Eubanks had great coverage, so he threw it to the outside shoulder where only his man could make a play on it before the Panthers was unable to do so. Kellogg passes high and incomplete. That pass intended for Ratliff. And if I'm correct, Ratliff, one of the three-point shooters for New Lex. Is that correct?
He's probably going to be one of their star players this year. They lost a lot of seniors from last year's outstanding squad. I think, including the one Ratliff is his older brother, Logan. I think was his name, because it's Lucas. I think Logan was his older brother.
Yes.
And then the big 6'8" kid that that graduated. I think he's going to Marietta for basketball.
Well, we've seen some nice punting. As that was fielded and immediately dropped at the 22. And that's where Meadowbrook will have it. And that was, I believe, Eubanks who fielded that. So Meadowbrook will look to build on their lead here of 14-0. But they're going to have to take it 78 yards. Here's a flea flicker.
Deep.
Up deep. It is. Wow.
Talk about a play that takes a lot of time to develop. That's a play that takes a lot of time to develop. And had McMahon away, had his man beat. The safety was coming over there for help, but he was a little late. Just tossed it a little too far out of his reach. But pretty impressive one that you can get a play like that to work as much time as they took doing the handoffs both times and then getting the ball back to Hupp.
Yeah, and that was Toth, the 6'2", 175-pound junior who really closed and covered a lot of ground there from his safety position. So 2nd and 10. Ball has it going around the left end, cuts it up. He'll have a first down over the 30 to about the 34-yard line.
Keeps those legs churning, and it's hard to bring down. It's going to be an 11-yard gain for Bob. Another Meadowbrook first down.
No pistol formation. Hupp, high snap. Throws it down looking for Eubanks. He's got him. 40, 20, 10. He'll be down at the 5-yard line by Human. But it'll be first and goal, Meadowbrook.
Let's see where they're going to spot it at the 6. So that's going to be a 61-yard completion.
Okay. So at the 6. Okay, I thought 62 at the 5. So I'm impressed with my math there. Boy, did Hupp deliver that on a rope, and that was pretty good coverage.
And that's the longest play from scrimmage for Meadowbrook, and Hupp doubled up his yardage previous to that, as he only had 29. He's got 61 on that one.
And he's got a man but a little high and incomplete.
That was to McManaway.
The old Hupp double up.
And it seems like both quarterbacks has kind of been a little high with those throws, finding the receivers. I don't know if there's got a little extra juice here as it's week 7, fired up for a big small division game here in the MVL, but seems like they got a little too much mustard on a couple of them.
So it'll be 2nd and 6. Bob has it, and he'll be stood up and dropped by Kellogg.
So not too many teams play their starting quarterback both ways, a whole bunch, but Kellogg was there as he drove Hupp backwards and down at the 4.
But, going back to the last play, it would have went as a 6-yard touchdown pass, thrown just a yard over the goal line. But the length of it, that was about a 30-yard pass he threw on the rope. And you can't be late on those. Fumble.
I think Meadowbrook's going to have it.
You're right. Meadowbrook will keep it.
So the Colts fans can breathe a little easier on that one. As I think somebody for New Lex got his helmet on the ball there on the tackle, popped it out. Meadowbrook's still going to have possession at 2, so it's going to be a 4-yard gain on the pass.
And Meadowbrook, they will take a timeout to think about it. So it'll be 4th down and go from the 2. And New Lex, we'll keep it here, Train. New Lex defense, they have really bowled up here on this possession once Meadowbrook got it to 1st and goal at the 6.
Yeah, they got Bob had to run up the middle, and Kellogg made a big hit on him and drove him back into the ground. And then on the sweep touch pass to Eubanks, they popped the ball out, but Meadowbrook play. I didn't see who recovered, but it's Johnny on the spot recovering it at the 2. Made things a lot easier for the Colts on that play. And I just realized I gave him a 4-yard completion. It should have only been a 2-yard completion on that play. So Meadowbrook up 14-0 here and looking to tack on 7 more with 6:18 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and our KGP correspondent, Dave McComb, he's been everywhere this season for us, giving us updates on the Buckeye Trail Warriors. Buckeye Trail at Malvern tonight. That's a big showdown in the IVC, and they are scoreless after 1 quarter of play.
Thank you. You were teasing us with the hype, and I was waiting for a score.
Hupp's going to keep it, and he is not going to make it.
He's still in there. They're finally going to.
Was that Robinson?
Hey, that was a great job. I think at 63, maybe maybe it wasn't 63, but 57. I know he was in there. Tyler Watts, and he's one of their 2 leading tacklers. But first guy wrapped him up, and the second, third, fourth guy for New Lex made sure that Hupp didn't get any more positive yardage on the play, and they stuffed him right at the 2. So good job by the New Lex defense, but now they're going to start from their own 2-yard line with 6:11 to go. So they made the stop. Now they need their offense to get some room.
Yeah, and Hupp has had a lot of success on the keeper there in Meadowbrook when empty backfield and said, we're coming at you. New Lex was able to stop them at the 2. Rose will get to about the 4 maybe.
Yeah, I think he's going to get up 2 yards, it looks like. They may have gave him to the 5, about a 3-yard gain.
And that Flowers in on the initial hit for Meadowbrook. So second down, Steve.
And here's Rose again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get met right at the 5 to 6 yard line, but he's going to keep his feet moving and still pick up a solid 4-yard gain.
And Trey Rose is, what, 5'7", 165?
So he's not a guy that's going to be a power back, but he's not afraid to stick his nose in there, a lot like we talk like that with Bob for Meadowbrook. He's not afraid to get in there and fight with the big dogs.
And he's going to be hit short of the first down.
I couldn't see who initially McManaway is going to get credit for the tackle, but that was Trayvon Mayo who made the initial contact in the backfield that slowed him up.
Yeah, and McGuire came in from the secondary as well. And New Legs.
Wow.
They may be looking to draw them off sides here. Was it? It is 4th and 2.
See, now these are the ones where everybody's expecting you to jump off sides. Why don't you get up there, just quick snap it and go. Yep, and there's the timeout.
So Coach Board tried to get a cheap 5. Nothing wrong with that. And you still have all 3 timeouts, so only 4:32 left in the first half. So use one here. And now Meadowbrook will have a decision. Do they come after the punt, or do they want to set up a punt return?
Oh, that's an easy decision for me. The way the game is officiated now, you have a safe return, and you should have good field position after this. You're thinking maybe at worst you're going to be at your own 40. Worst case scenario, so you just kind of be smart. Tell your guys to just block and see if maybe Morrison or Eubanks can make a play.
But you got to be sound here for Meadowbrook and make sure you do not jump all sides.
Because here you got Toth, that's a punt and clear out of his own end zone.
Man, he's way back. I've never seen anyone that deep.
And that's why the snap was low.
So Meadowbrook will get good field position at about the 42. And if you're kicking out your own end zone and your New Legs, you will take that.
So Morrison going to be credited with a 3-yard return as Meadowbrook's going to start from the New Lex 42. And ironically, that's going to be the 43.
It just seemed like
so a 2-yard return.
He was way back there. I mean,
yeah.
Because the ball was at the 10-yard line.
And maybe he was thinking they were bringing the pressure too, so he wanted to play it safe as Hupp's going to keep this one.
And Hupp's going to get a first down and then some. And he will truck one would-be tackler.
He lowered the shoulder on that one.
And you think Hupp may have been running with some attitude there after being stopped on 4th and goal from the 2 on the last drive. So that's a Meadowbrook first down at 23, roughly a gain of around 19.
He's going to play action, and there's just a little low to not Eubanks, but McManaway.
Yeah, that's the pass they hit earlier. Kellogg on the stop there. It's a good coverage.
So Meadowbrook getting that running game going here so far in the first half, well over 100 yards rushing. 125, I think, is the total. It's quick add-ups what they have on the ground, so a good first half rushing for the Colts.
Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the right. Hupp is going to be dropped. He may have fumbled.
He did fumble.
He did fumble.
One of the linemen was Johnny on the spot picking it up. 76 for Meadowbrook. Who do we got? Hey, guess what? That was 76, right? Maybe it was 75. Was it Dobbins back? It's either 75 or 76. There's no 76 listed on the roster. And sometimes the 5 and 6s are tough to say. That's a 6. But there's no 76 listed on the roster.
But every offensive lineman's dream right there. So 3rd and 14. Meadowbrook probably in 4-down territory. High snap. Hupp over the middle. Fastball incomplete, intended for McManaway.
And we've noticed the high snaps here the past couple plays for the Colts. I believe they've shifted the offensive line around a little bit. So,
and that pass broken up by Hanson. I tell you what, New Lex's defense, regardless what happens on this 4th and 14, they have done everything they can to keep their team in the game.
Yeah, they've just had a couple bad breaks with turnovers that led to 7 of the 14 Meadowbrook points.
So Hupp, he's got time in the pocket down the middle. It is incomplete.
And again, he was high on the throw again.
Intended for McManaway, so the Panther defense turns away Meadowbrook again.
McManaway needed one more rung on that ladder to get up and get that one.
Now, Train, this is one of those, a chance to steal a possession. New Lex, remember, they will receive the kickoff to start the second half. They have the ball here with 2:55.
Oh, these are, like, no matter if you're talking basketball or football, these are those end of the quarter situations that I love, and you want to win those end of the quarter situations, saying you get the ball to start the second half and try to score to end the half. It can be a 14-point swing. We could be looking at a tied game early in the third quarter if New Lex is able to score here and open the second half with a score. So it's very, very important for them offensively and Meadowbrook defensively.
Yeah, and that was Aiden Reese on the tackle of the Kellogg run. And this is going to be Rose, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield.
And I believe that was Mayo, Trayvon, with the tackle. A loss of 2, and I think that's the first time that Rose has lost yardage on a run.
Yeah, Trayvon, you're right. And the first guy that we've seen bring him down on the initial hit. And Mayo did that, so 3rd down and 8. Remember, Meadowbrook has 1 timeout left. If they can hold New Lex here.
And we're going to have a whistle here.
Maybe New Lex will take a timeout? Or is there
just a discussion?
Oh, they're wanting maybe more time put on?
Are they saying 2:22? As the very helpful fan here on the Meadowbrook side says 2 minutes on the clock, so always appreciate the kind and considerate people here.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
So we must have had a 2-minute warning on the we forgot to stop for it. I thought that was only in the NFL, but we're going to institute it here in high school.
So 3rd down and 8. Kellogg again under pressure. A little screen, and Rose will not. Oh, great defense by Meadowbrook. They read that one nicely.
Yeah, McManaway and Flowers both in on the tackle. It's going to be a, what are we saying, a two-yard gain on the pass. I mean, good design by New Lex, but Colts prepared for it, easily making the stop.
And I believe that was Austin Steele, who also dropped back and read that from the D-line position.
And Meadowbrook's going to burn their last time out here with 1:51 to go. So we talked about how the end of the half situation could help New Lex. This is kind of worst case scenario because And in minute 51,
Oh.
Meadowbrook can very easily get 6 points on the board.
There's not many teams that have been better at scoring in the last 2 minutes of the first half this season that we've seen than Meadowbrook. And they're going to send Eubanks back.
High punt.
Wow.
Going to call the fair catch at the 30. Great. Nice punt there. So what, from the 32 to the 30? So we're talking 18 and 20, 38-yard punt there.
Was that Morrison?
I believe Morrison on the fair catch for Meadowbrook.
So 1:44 left. Meadowbrook, no timeouts. Remember in high school football, as well as college, the clock will stop on a first down. Hupp looking. That pass is caught.
I believe it was Eubanks on the reception. Yep. Going to be a not quite a first down. All right, they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah. Needed 10 and got 10. That was Eubanks on the catch. Euman on the stop. Bop is going to be dropped after about a 1 yard gain, maybe 2.
And Bop's down right now, too. So we hope he's okay. He's hopefully it's just a cramp. It looks like one of the linemen's trying to stretch him out.
Yes, you're right. That is a good sign.
And hey, Meadowbrook gets a 4th timeout here too. It's not like the NFL where they have the 10-second runoff when they're out of timeouts, or they are forced to use a timeout.
And Train, we want to remind our fine folks watching the game here on KGP TV to please stick around. At halftime, you will hear from the Meadowbrook Colt Marching Band. And then don't forget, immediately following our game, we will have a super short post-game show to the delight of many, because it is the annual Lights Out show by the Meadowbrook Band. And we will have that covered as well. So be sure to halftime and then after the game. Once the teams get off the field, the lights go out, and the band, they're lit up, and it is one of the true treasure performances that you see from any band during the high school football season.
Yeah, so the 3 or 4 people that don't have us muted actually heard that.
Oh, that hurts. Hupp. Pass is completed to Eubanks, and that'll be another first down. Kellogg on the tackle.
I'm not sure where we're marking the ball. I haven't seen the football placed yet.
Where is the football?
Okay, I guess
that was a nice spot.
Yeah, that's a real nice spot. A 12-yard gain when I thought it was only going to be like an 8-yard gain. Screen to Eubanks.
And Eubanks will try to get out of bounds. Let's see, and credit New Lex doing a good job keeping him in, and that was Tyler Watts, linebacker.
Yeah, he's one of the leading tacklers for this New Lex defense.
Hupp down the middle, just a little high, intended for McMahon away.
Man, that's been the story of the night. He's just a little too much on it.
But Train, again, how about the offensive line, the pass protection? We know, led by Robinson, New Lex, they've got an outstanding defensive front that can get to the quarterback, and Hupp's had a clean pocket for most of the night, but pretty good coverage downfield. Hupp again with time.
Dorsey.
He got Dorsey at the 30. That'll be a first down.
He got out of bounds, so it's going to stop the clock.
Well, I tell you, Zach Robinson applying pressure there. Robinson's had a nice game here in the first half for New Lex.
So Hub's up to 131 yards passing, and I believe 100 of it went to Eubank. So they've kind of rekindled that little receiving duo as Eubank 6 catches 100 yards here in the first half.
Now the ball's at the 30, only 21 seconds left. So Meadowbrook, they'll be throwing at or behind the sticks, and there's a pass to the end zone, broken up nicely.
I think you got to give McManaway the pass breakup because the New Lex defender was sitting under it ready to pick it off, but McManaway kind of dived in front of him and was able to knock it away at least.
And Train, the reason that pass was thrown short, again, Zach Robinson, and one of the few times Hupp was hit as he was throwing the football.
I tell you what, if Zach Robinson has a fan club, you may be a member of it after tonight. You've been saying his name a lot.
Yes. He's a player making plays. So 2nd and 10, only 14 seconds. That took 7 seconds there. Hupp's pass, that is completed. And that is short of a first.
It's going to be the first down.
Oh, no, they're going to give it to him. Okay. No, the clock's still running. Now they started, and now they stop it. And Meadowbrook's going to send Milam out for the field goal attempt.
All right, here we go.
So Garrett Milam, this will be about
37 yards.
37.
Not quite the record.
For the lefty, and let's see, New Lex will see if New Lex elects to take a timeout. No, they're getting it set. Now, New Lex will take a timeout. So we'll keep it here, and
so I just text the closer because I wanted to get a response on who has the longest field goal. At one point I know Jason Mitchell had the record for longest field goal for Meadowbrook, but I don't know if that's since been broken or not. I know Sills made some field goals back in his day for the Colts, and I don't know if he surpassed that mark. I want to say it was 39 yards, but if the closer gets back, I know he has
Closer's at the microwave popping some popcorn. We got to give him a little chance. But, Trey, regardless what happens on the field goal here, how about the execution of Meadowbrook, the 2-minute offense, no timeouts, and right there with 14 seconds left, Hupp threw it, got right at 10 yards, got the first down, and they were able to clock it.
So here we go.
There's the snap. Milam's kick. It's up. It is just short.
And that's going to send us to the half. So just short on the 37-yard field goal. Meadowbrook's going to head into the lockers up 14-0.
Yes, a solid first half for Meadowbrook. New Lex defensively, they have hung in there, and it's still anyone's ball game here at the first half. Tell you what, we are going to step aside and Train, when we go to our timeout, if you'll give a shout out to the sponsors. Meadowbrook up 14-0, courtesy of a Sam Bopp touchdown run. I believe was it 4 yards?
Yep. And
Caden Casey, a 2-yard touchdown run off a turnover for New Lex. So at the half, 14-0 Meadowbrook. We're going to step aside and let you enjoy the halftime performance of the Meadowbrook Colts marching band.
So real quickly, we'll thank our sponsors, GB Roofing, Pure Love Bakery, Graham Excavating, Downtown Arena, and the Main Screen Printing. So enjoy the halftime show, and we'll be back after the bands perform.
We plan to rock your socks up at this halftime show. We start off with some popcorn
we once again present the 2021 Meadowbrook Colts Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Jeremy Kahn, with color guard instructor Alice Mashew, percussion instructor Greg Starkey, and wind instructor Alyssa LeBeau. The Meadowbrook Colts Marching Band will be performing their 2021 show, The Heart of a God. Featured soloists include Connor McIntyre on trumpet, Jordan Mallett color guard, and the Dave Another round of applause for the Meadowbrook High School Marching Band. Next week, mark your calendar.
Right. Welcome back to Byesville at the half. Eugene Capers Field. And it's Meadowbrook leading New Lex 14-0 as we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. And I hope you enjoyed the halftime show, the new Lexington band, and your Meadowbrook band performing. And remember, immediately following the game, as soon as the teams shake hands and get off the field, please make sure you stick around on KGP TV. The light show that the band performs, the lights will go out in the stadium, and the only lights you'll see on the field will be the Meadowbrook band. It's a impressive performance. And what was an impressive performance, segue back to football, was the first quarter for Meadowbrook, where Meadowbrook would take the opening kickoff and drive it down the field and finish it off with a Sam Bop 4-yard touchdown run. The extra point by Garrett Milam was good. And just about 3.5 minutes into the game, Meadowbrook would lead 7-0. The next time Meadowbrook had the ball, they would be forced to punt after picking up 1 first down. But that punt was big because Aiden Reese would kick a booming knuckleball that would be mishandled by New Lex, recovered by Meadowbrook in New Lexington territory, and Josh Hupp would lead the offense back out on the field where they would get it 1st and goal, and then it would be finished off a Caden Casey 2-yard touchdown run. Milam's extra point was good, and Meadowbrook would lead 14-0 after 1 quarter of play, and both defenses would really bow up there in the second quarter. New Lex never really threatened to score in the second quarter. Meadowbrook would get 1st and goal late in the first half from the 6-yard line, but they would be turned away on downs at the 2. And Meadowbrook again would have the ball in New Lex territory and would turn it over on downs. And then Meadowbrook on the last drive would go a 2-minute offense and get it down to about the 20-yard line, where with 6 seconds left, they would attempt a 37-yard field goal. And Garrett Milam was right on line, but just about 36-yard kick, just about a yard short. So
it's at the old, you'll love this reference as a kid listening to Harry Carey in the Cubs broadcast whenever the players had that warning track power. He said if they had one more biscuit for breakfast, they would have put it out of the park. Well, if Milam would have had that one more biscuit, he would have been able to maybe Justin Tucker it and hit it off the top of the crossbar and bounce it over.
And anytime you can get a Harry Carey reference in the broadcast, it's always good, Train. So 14-0, both teams scoreless in the second quarter. And here's the kick. New Lex will get the ball first. Field it at the 14. Up across the 30.
Well, the
40,
news,
that's human. 50.
Good news is
40,
we got a flag down.
20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Right now it's going to be an 86-yard kick return for a touchdown, but we got some yellow laundry at the New Lex 20-yard line.
And it will come back. What an electrifying kickoff return, nonetheless.
I believe that was
Aiden Human.
Aiden Human.
Human, the senior, showing some speed there once he got to about midfield.
Actually,
and cut it back.
There's a couple penalties on New Lex as Meadowbrook declined the first one, accepted the second one. So actually, it's going to be spotted at the 24. The officials moved the marker, so they're probably going to be 1st and 10 from their own 14s. Well, no, they're going to mark it at the 24 possession. So
the
okay
holding call.
And now they're going to move it back to the 14. Okay, so I was going to say they dropped the flag at the 24. It's from the spot, not just giving them at the spot. So they finally do move it back another 10 yards.
So a tough break for the Panthers. That nullifies what would have been an 86-yard kickoff return. And this is Rose, and he is stood up and dropped. Hayden Loy and McManaway in on the tackle.
We'll give Rose a gain of 2 on that play.
And Train, when you're struggling to get any consistency offensively, boy, the special teams play can really give you a big boost right there. And New Lex thought they had it. Kellogg forced out of the pocket. Pass across the middle is incomplete. And it was intended for Toth.
It was a good try there by Kellogg, kind of throwing it across his body. Just threw it a little short of Toth. Another big 3rd and long here for New Lex.
Got a few cowbells out. Kellogg's pass is completed, and that's going to be close to a first down. That was, I believe, Ratliff on the tackle.
Yeah, and that's his first reception. He's their number 2 guy as far as receptions this year.
No, he's going to be
2 yards short.
Yeah, they're going to say marked out now. Here comes the punting team.
So good job by the Meadowbrook defense forcing a 3 and out as New Lex is back to punt.
So Meadowbrook forces a 3 and out, low snap. Nice punt by Toth, fair catch by Eubanks.
Here comes more laundry. And I think the flag got almost as much hang time as the punt did.
That was a nice throw by the official. Now, as I'm looking to see which official threw it, it's a block in the back on Meadowbrook.
So that's going to move it from the 43 to the 33 more than likely.
But you're right, that flag, it traveled about 30 yards. 4.6 seconds hang time. So first down and 10 for Meadowbrook. First and 10. Hand off to Bop.
And that's good to see. Bop went down earlier. We thought it was a cramp. So obviously him back in the game is a good sign for Meadowbrook because he gains 2.
So it'll be second down. We give Bop about 2 yards on the carry. And you're right, yeah, he left with cramps right at the end of the first half. There's a little shovel pass around the end to McManaway, and he's going to lose yardage.
I believe initiating that was 22, Ryan Hobbs, junior linebacker in there. So lost 2 on that play for the Colts.
Hobbs in there, Kellogg in there as well.
Just kind of wish they maybe had a Shaw. So we could have a little Hobbs and Shaw. Fast and Furious.
So it'll be third down and 10. 10 seconds on the play clock.
And
here's all sides.
I mean, Meadowbrook's one of the best at doing it, getting their opponent to jump off, and you talk about how important that is. I mean, you're going from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 5. Just really kind of opens up the playbook, gives you a lot more options on what you can do.
So that will move the ball up to the 38. Meadowbrook has to get it to the 43. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Human in coverage of Eubanks. And again, the secondary for New Lex has been outstanding.
So now it's decision time here for Meadowbrook, and the decision's made as Reese is coming in to punt.
Yes. Yeah, Coach Norman, no hesitation here. Punt the football, especially the way your defense is playing. And this has turned into a defensive battle ever since from the start of the second quarter on. Reese, line drive punt. They'll get a nice row. down to the 13. And Train, as New Lex comes out with their second possession here in the second half. You know, you look at the field position. Their field position has not been that good tonight.
Yeah, and Aiden Reese didn't help it at all there with that 54-yard punt. Not only was it the punt was 54, but they netted to 54 because there was no gain at all on the return as Meadowbrook downed the punt. So,
speaking of Meadowbrook, volleyball team in action tomorrow, a tri-way at Dover. They'll take on Dover and Tusky Valley.
two quality programs there they're going to have to go up against.
So Kellogg looking. He's got time, still time. That pass is completed. That'll be a first down.
I believe it was to Toth.
You are correct.
We'll give him 12 on that play.
And that's one of the few times Kellogg's had all day to throw. Rose breaks a tackle and will be dropped right at the 30. Reese and Eubanks on the tackle.
Good 5-yard run, and now New Lex going with tempo here. They ran that last play to Rose before I even was ready.
Rose again up the middle, and he should have a first down as he gets over to 35.
Yeah, he's going to have the first. It's down to the 36.
And this is the way New Lex started the game like Meadowbrook. They're snapping it with the play clock still in the 20s. And again, it's Rose, and again, he's got running room to about the 43.
So that was a solid 43. Going to give him 7 yards on that play.
And I believe that was Reese on the tackle.
And he breaks one. He's going to have the
first down
again.
McGuire on the tackle for Meadowbrook, but now New Legs finding some little rhythm here. But Rose is going to come out, and that's going to bring in Caleb Jones. He will join Kellogg in the backfield. So Rose goes to the sideline and
Rose had
goes down to a knee. He's
4 straight carries there, 5, 6, 7, and 5 yards. So,
and was a pinball machine bouncing off. Fake to Jones. Kellogg's going to be sacked back at the 43-yard line.
So we go with Loy, McMahon away, and the person that probably did most of it, I believe that's 73 for Meadowbrook.
Mitchell George.
Mitchell George. I don't know if that's Mitchell or not, but if it is, big brother AJ might be listening, and he'd be fired up if that is little brother making the play.
That's a big loss of 5. So again, playing behind the sticks. Here's a blitz, but Kellogg throws it. It's intercepted at the 35. That is Eubanks. That is his second interception. And let's hope Kellogg is okay. Again, he took a shot as he delivered the football. So Hunter Eubanks, the 5'10", 145-pound senior, his second interception, actually
third,
his
but
third.
One
was nullified because of a penalty. But he got it back on that same drive, I believe. No, it was the next drive after.
Yeah,
but it sounded good. It was close. So 1st and 10.
So Meadowbrook showing there an opportunistic defense here.
And Train is at the third turnover. And bop! First down and then some.
Third turnover because you got the fumble and then the 2 interceptions. So Bob's going to pick up 11, it looks like here.
And now watch Meadowbrook. They will.
And they're like, you guys want to go tempo? We can do that too.
Dorsey was lined up outside. Now he'll come in as a tight end. Bob has it right up the gut. Wow, what a nice run there. Robinson in on the stop.
It's a 5 or 6 yard gain. Looks like we're going to give him 6 on the play.
Brady Kennedy in there as well.
So Bob, 13 carries, 86 yards now on the night.
So Meadowbrook will spread it out here. Shotgun formation, Bob to the left. He's going to come around the right. He gets a nice block, cuts it up, and
He's
will
going to get the
first down.
I think they're going to mark it at the 27, so it'll be a gain of 5.
And Train, what a nice kick-out block there by Marshall Dyer. As Bob got right on the backside of Dyer. Dyer kicked the defender out, and Bob cut it up for first down yardage. Meadowbrook really looking to put this game away, and Bob explodes up the middle. Still on his feet, fumble. And wow, New Legs comes up with a big play.
I was ready to mark down Bop with a 20-yard gain.
Yeah, we thought Bop went down. Somehow he kept his balance and was fighting for extra yardage. And New Legs comes up with a big turnover.
So the good news on that play is Bop ended past the 100-yard mark, but unfortunately when you kind of get into a skirm with about 5 or 6 different guys, sometimes they can get that hand in there and pop that ball out. And,
yeah, Bob fighting so hard there for extra yardage. But New Legs comes up with the turnover.
And obviously,
there's a loose ball.
They're going to – I'm still trying to figure out what the ruling is on that one. I was going to say it looked like it was an incomplete pass, but –
yeah, a little indecision there, but I think they got it right.
We're going to see all kinds of interesting plays here tonight.
2nd and 10. Again, New Legs back.
Going
deep on their side and pass.
Toff can't quite haul that in. Good coverage from
Griffith.
23 Griffith.
Yeah, that was great coverage. A good throw by Kellogg.
And here it's 3rd and 10 for New Lex at their own 12-yard line, or at their own 8-yard line. It looks 8-yard line. I don't know. Looking at the scoreboard, it says 12, but it's at the 8. So again, this has been kind of the norm most of this game. They've been in a lot of 3rd and long situations, and here we are once again.
So 5 receivers. Set for New Legs. Kellogg back. Avoids the safety. He's going to be sacked. And here's a late flag.
Man, that's going to be tough if that's going to be a roughing the passer, or Clayton Hall got the sack.
Yeah.
There is a flag down, though.
See, you don't know if it's a horse collar or a face mask. I don't think it was.
And it could be and you know, maybe we're looking the wrong way, and it could be a hold on
personal foul.
But it's going to be a
face mask.
So talk about a break for Panthers fans. Huge benefit for them, as they're going to get the 15 yards, get a little more breathing room, as they're going to take over at their own 17 with a fresh set of downs.
Kellogg avoided the safety barely there and got out, and Hall, unfortunately, on the tackle. And Kellogg's not the easiest guy to bring down. Got his hand stuck in the face mask as McManaway on the tackle. And Rose is back in.
So he's been
the bell cow.
Yeah, he's been the bell cow for sure. Rose has definitely been a thorn here in the 3rd quarter for the Colts.
Oh goodness. So the Meadowbrook again, 3rd down and 1. I would expect Rose to get this as well, and he's going to break it outside and get a big 1st down for New Lex.
Good solid run. They had everything balled up in the middle. Rose, good vision, just bounced it to the outside and picked up the 1st down. I think he got a gain of, it looks like 9 as they're going to mark it at the 35.
Yeah.
So he's quietly getting his rushing yards up. He's had a pretty good second half so far.
I believe that was Launder who ran him out of bounds, and that was Aiden Reese with the big hit on Rose. And Train, you talked about Rose in the opening, and this New Lex offense, it's like night and day without him on the field.
I mean, he's a playmaker. You got to have your playmakers on the field. And obviously he's option number 1 in their offense, and they want to get him as many touches as they can.
So man in motion here, and here's a flag, and it's going to be false start.
I think the man in motion and somebody on the line kind of shifted at the same time. We're going to have a loss of 5, and talk about penalties. The 15-yard face mask hurt the Colts, but there hasn't been a whole bunch of penalties, but it seems like they've came at crucial moments for both teams, and that's a tough one when you're New Lex, you're starting to move the football a little bit too.
And Train, New Lex, they have been playing behind the sticks this entire night. And Meadowbrook's defense is tough enough, but when you're 2nd and 3rd down and plus 10 to go, that's what happens.
Trayvon Mayo comes blitzing up the gut, gets the sack there. Untouched, brings down Kellogg. That's a big loss there. Going to be a loss of 7.
Wow, Kellogg never had a chance there. Mayo was shot out of a cannon.
And now you're talking, it was 2nd and 13. Now it's 3rd and, what do you want to say, New Concord, Tommy, if I can borrow a line from you?
Yeah.
We are going west, so we have to go New Concord.
Can't go Derwent.
Nope.
Okay, that's coming the other way. Okay. So, yeah, wow. Kellogg under pressure, and he's going to be ran out of bounds right about the 30-yard line, and that was McManaway who runs him out. And again, New Lex will have to punt the football. And again, Meadowbrook.
So the defense it holds again. And eventually we're going to get to the point too, Tommy, is where I know New Lex doesn't want to go for it with this 4th and 15, but they might be forced to.
And Toth with the punt. Ooh. It wasn't touched? No. Okay.
I was going to say that the New Lexington officials are saying he touched it, but the legendary official Lucas Hutchison right on the call saying no touching is going to down it at the 28-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, and that was a good call. Yeah, Meadowbrook didn't touch the punt. But again, I would love to see the average field position start for both teams. Is there a personal foul against Meadowbrook? I didn't see that, but that's that's going to be a 15-yard. It had to happen behind the play somewhere, so a 15-yard penalty in Meadowbrook.
Yeah, unnecessary mistakes there. I mean, you're taking over at the 30-yard line, then you shoot yourself in the foot, and you have to start clear back at the 15, 14-yard line, it looks like.
Yes, 1st and 10, and Meadowbrook will look to get the running game going again, and it's Bop! Up to the 29-yard line.
Wow, that one looked like he was just stuffed behind the line, but he managed to bop out of the way and pick up about 16 there.
And Train, I'd love the call there for Coach Norman. Remember, Bob had that great run the possession before, got down around the 10-yard line, fighting 2 or 3 defenders, wouldn't go down, had the ball stripped from them, come right back and give it to him.
Ooh.
As he is.
Well, I'm just going to go on a guess, but I think that was James Robinson.
Oh, here's
Zach Robinson, yes. Zach
Yes.
Robinson on the tackle. And, yeah, Bop was hit pretty hard on that sideline. So, and
yeah,
I think Coach Norman's wants to kind of get him out and just make sure he's okay. That was a pretty hard hit
now,
as Casey's going to check in.
And we'll see what this call is. Here's another 15-yard penalty against Meadowbrook. That was after the play. So, wow, Meadowbrook. Comes with 2 15-yard penalties in a span of 3 plays.
I mean, and those are just unnecessary penalties, kind of getting a little too amped up. As a coach, you love it when your kids are amped up. You want them fired up and playing, but it's a lot easier to tone somebody down than fire someone up. You have to fire someone up to play football on a Friday night. Maybe they shouldn't be playing. You just kind of got to tighten the screws here every once in a while and make the smart decision as McManaway.
Yeah, look at McManaway, and it was 2nd and 26, and McManaway will be close to a first down. I was going to get my 2nd down and Derwent call out, and McManaway about ran to Derwent. As we'll see where they marked him, where they said he stepped out.
Oh, do we have another flag?
I don't.
We're moving back to the 30,
yeah.
So at the end of the play, there's another 10-yard penalty on Meadowbrook. So
I didn't see what to call.
I didn't see a call either. We talked about how it being not many penalties here, but that's the 7th penalty on the Colts now.
Did they say he stepped out of bounds?
I think that's what it was too.
I think that's what it was. I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds because, yeah, they didn't mark the ball. So now Meadowbrook, it was 1st and 26.
McManaway hobbling off a little bit there. Was that him that ran that last one?
I
think it was. Yeah, it had
yeah.
to be McManaway.
So, trying to thing for Meadowbrook here, they will let the play clock, or the time clock, excuse me, run out here. They don't have to run a play here.
Ooh, almost. New Lexington wanted a false start, didn't get it.
Yeah, I love it. Meadowbrook was going to try to get 5 yards and run it, but Meadowbrook may have got away with one there. So, 3rd down and 4 as we end the 3rd quarter. A lot of action, no scoring, and train as we head to break here on KGP TV. Shout out to our fine sponsors.
Okay, GB Roofing, Pure Love Bakery, Graham Excavating, Downtown Arena, and Main Screen Printing. We appreciate everything they do so we can provide this live stream for people all around, hopefully the world, maybe just the United States, but hey, you never know.
And train as we go to break. KGP correspondent Dave McComb recording at the end of 3. Malvern 20, Buckeye Trail 16.
All right, we got ourselves a ball game in Bowerston.
And we've got one here. We'll take a quick timeout and be back for 4th quarter action on KGP TV. I told you it'd be quick. 3rd down and 4. Start of the 4th quarter. Run up the middle, and Meadowbrook overcomes a 1st and 26.
And that was Casey on that run. Nice 11-yard tote there.
Yeah, and credit the offensive line. How about that? Meadowbrook runs it 3 straight times to get the first down. And this is Casey. He's dropped at the 49.
So you gave a Buckeye Trail update. I'll give everybody an update on the Cambridge Bobcats. They're trailing 26-7 to Ravenna as Casey picked up 2 yards on that play. So that game, I think, is late in the third.
But Trey, New Lake's defense, who have played so well, especially from the second quarter on, what a big blow for them to give up over 30 yards in 3 rushing plays. And here's more. McMahon away.
He go.
Turns the corner. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Meadowbrook. A 51-yard touchdown run.
So Brady McMahonaway, 51 yards once he burst past that first line of defense. He was going. It was a foot race, and the New Lex defenders couldn't catch him.
So Milam in for the extra point.
We're going to have an offside penalty on New Lex there, I believe.
So 51-yard McMahonaway run.
Now, the real question is here, this is do you decline it and go for 2? You only have to get a yard and a half, or?
I
No.
think they'll still just kick
I think what they said is it was a dead ball, so it didn't matter. They had to. They couldn't just say, "We'll take the extra point." So we get to do it again.
Perfect snap. Perfect hold. Perfect kick. 10:57 left in the ball game. Your score is now Meadowbrook 21, New Lexington 0. We'll take a timeout and be back here on KGP TV. Welcome back to Eugene Capers Field. And what has been the drive of the night as Meadowbrook overcomes 2 15-yard penalties and converted on a 1st and 26 and finish it off on a 51-yard touchdown run by McMahonaway. So Brady McMahonaway.
So that broke a pretty long stretch for the Colts of not scoring. Probably their longest stretch of the year without, I guess last week against John Glenn. But previous to that this year, they've been pretty high-powered, and the start of the game's been the difficulty. Tonight they got off to the good start and then kind of got stagnant there in the second and third quarters, but quickly in this fourth they put 7 points on the board.
So Kellogg, quick pass over the middle, and that's incomplete. That pass was high. Is that Eubanks on the coverage?
Yeah, Eubanks was there on the hit.
And, we've talked about New Lex and their defense, how big they have stepped up. And lo and behold, it's Meadowbrook who's looking to pitch the shutout.
Yeah, they've got
And
a lot
that
of,
would be their first one on the season, I believe.
yes, it would be, because they've been in some shootouts for the most part this year, a lot of games. But tonight the defense is really stepping up and making plays. You got 2 Eubanks interceptions. You got a couple sacks here and there. I think Deshaun Mayo, Trayvon Mayo, Hayden Loy all have sacks. So
Kellogg's pass over the middle, incomplete. That pass was intended for Ratliff.
So it should be 3rd and 10, I believe.
A holding call against New Legs. I think that was Morrison. That was on the coverage there for Meadowbrook. So Meadowbrook will take the penalty.
Remember you saying how they're playing behind the sticks? Well,
And they have.
and now here's your time. This is your time to shine right here.
We'll call it 2nd down in Derwent for New Legs. Ratliff, long throw, and that pass could be intercepted, but it is incomplete.
It's Ty Griffin there on the coverage trying to, I thought he was going to be able to intercept it, and he dove up and kind of got a piece of it, so Toff couldn't reel it in.
And Launder there as well. So nice bracket coverage there from Griffith and Launder for the Colts. And now it's 3rd down. The ball's at the 11. They have to get to the 37. So if my math is right, that's 26 yards. Under pressure, and he's going to be dropped. Is Kellogg.
I mean, gosh, I couldn't tell you who got that sack. I know Aiden Reese came up celebrating.
Reese was in, and Mail as well, I believe, on the sack. So it'll be 4th down. And, man, I do not know if Toff can go any deeper.
Yeah.
He literally cannot take a half of a step back, or it will be a safety.
He definitely has the heels on the edge of the end zone for sure. That's a good punt for where he's at.
Nice. Oh,
now I think
we
that
got
one
a loose
was,
ball.
yeah, that one was touched. Morrison wisely jumps down on it.
And I tell you, what an impressive recovery for Morrison, because that ball bouncing. He lunges about 4 yards to land on the ball, and if that ball squirts loose, that is Panther football. Because Human and them were there.
And Human's a pretty athletic kid. He scoops it. He could be
Scoop
going
and
all
score,
the way.
yes. Yep. So now Meadowbrook, I imagine they're going to take some of the air out of the ball starting this possession. And they'll start it with a run, and that's McManaway. And McManaway still fighting, rumbling, bumbling down to the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of 11 and a Meadowbrook 1st down.
So we saw week 1 they kind of gave the ball to McManaway and let him get some rushes and kind of went away from him a little bit and decided to give Bop and Casey the majority of the carries. But here in this 4th quarter, it's been a nice dose of McManaway with 4 carries, 84 yards, including the 51-yard touchdown run.
And, you know, the last drive, remember when Meadowbrook started 1st and 26? Remember, Meadowbrook did not attempt a pass on that drive. And they may not pass it anymore this game, the way they're running the ball, as McManaway is gobbled up there.
So that's only a gain of 2 from McManaway. So that's I guess you got to consider a win if you're New Lex, because he's busted off 3 of his 5 runs have been for at least 10 yards.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Up, going deep.
We got
There's a flag
down.
It is incomplete. I think Meadowbrook may have had a lineman downfield. I believe that's what I seen. I believe. Train, we'll see.
I think a lot of people wanted pass interference on New Lex there, but I think there was some pushing and shoving on both ends, both the Meadowbrook and New Lex on the pass there.
New Lex will decline the penalty because with 8:38 left and 3 scores down, they have to get the football back. So they do not want to give Meadowbrook an extra play. And it was an ineligible receiver downfield.
And I did forget to mention, we did get from the closer, Kirby Graham, the record for Meadowbrook for longest field goal in the games by Brian Pearson, 45 yards.
Wow. What a hit McMahon away. And let's hope the kid for New Lex is okay. Wow. We've seen McMahon away hit ball carriers this year. That may be the hardest hit.
And he's on the offensive end doing that. So I believe.
And I tell you what.
Trace Wollenberg, I think it is, 26.
It may be, and I tell you, give him a lot of credit. I mean, he stayed in and met the train who was McMahon away and got the tackle, but got the worst of it, and he's getting up. And
good for him. He's
yes.
getting up and moving off the field. That you never want to see somebody go down on the field, especially a young kid like these guys here playing on Friday nights.
Wallenberg, he's 5'9", 145-pound sophomore. He appears to be okay. Of course, that's easy for me to say. I wasn't just steamrolled by Brady McManaway. Of course, Wallenberg, thankfully, is a lot tougher than I am. So 1st down and 10.
That's saying he's pretty stinking tough. Then,
oh, you better believe he is. McManaway, jump cut, turns the corner, 10, 5, touchdown, Meadowbrook. This has turned into the Brady McManaway show as he's gone well over 100 yards, I believe, on the last 2 drives.
Yeah, he's got now 119 yards rushing on only 7 carries to go along with 2 touchdowns. So,
yeah, and like I said, it has been the last 2 drives, a 51-yard touchdown, 24-yarder. Milam's extra point. Good. Put it on the board. So with 8:13 left in the ball game, Meadowbrook has now increased their lead, the 28-0 in Train. It's now time that folks on KGP TV anticipate so much. It's your Pick 6 winners for tomorrow in college football. Of course, our Pick 6 segment named after your high school days as a quarterback. So let's start with our Pick 6 segment. Train, let's start tonight. 5th-ranked Iowa traveling to Maryland to take on the Terps. Survey says
I'm going with Maryland in the upset.
All right,
hey,
get it.
It's hard to win. It's hard to win on the road in the Big Ten. I mean, Maryland's a quality opponent. They got Tua's little brother. I'm not going to try pronouncing the name. Tua
Tagovailoa.
Yeah, exactly.
And how about at South Bend, Cincinnati Bearcats and A.J. George traveling to take on the Irish. We'll get it after this kick by Milam. It will be picked up at about the 7-yard line by Human, and he is going to be dropped
A nice tackle by freshman Nick Norman there on special teams. No gain on the play. Is the game at
South Bend?
It's
Yes.
at South Bend. I was thinking for some reason.
No,
it
is South Bend.
Cincinnati. I mean, I want Cincinnati to win. I'm not gonna lie, but I think this is going to determine who's going to move up, because I think both are good teams, but who wants to move up to possibly that maybe we gets more into the playoff picture. And I think Notre Dame it's the overall talent of Notre Dame is going to be able to squeak one out.
So 1st and 10. Again, Kellogg back gets it to Toth, and he will be spun out at the 17-yard line. Tackle there by Griffith. And how about the Buckeyes? A sneaky game at Rutgers.
Well, I'm hoping the Buckeyes win by at least 16.
Okay. We won't say why. Kellogg under pressure.
I need 3 more of them to come through for me, though, too, to really make me happy.
Griffith on the coverage and pass intended for Toth. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Panthers. Number 1 ranked Alabama, as they will host Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels, survey says.
Man, I tell you what, the Ole Miss's QB is good, but until somebody beats Alabama, you've got to say Roll Tide.
So here, penalty against New Legs. It'll back them up 5 yards here. We'll get our last 2 picks after this play, or at least one of them.
And we want Alabama to cover on that one as well.
Kellogg with time. That pass is deflected and it's caught. It went off Ratliff's hands.
I believe it went off of Meadowbrook defender's hands, actually. I think it went off of 26, Noah Lingle. I think he had a chance at it.
And Hobbs with the catch. I believe 22. So Kellogg back 1st and 10. So New Legs. Wow, there's a hit. Dorsey. Romeo Dorsey with the hit, but the was that right?
So Isaac Dick with the reception.
Oh, Dick with the reception. Okay.
Let's see, what do we got about 22 to the 28, a 6-yard reception?
Yes. Kellogg throw coverage by Dorsey.
And that was Rose there on that route. So they haven't really used him as a receiver out of the backfield too much, but he took off down the sideline, just overthrown. Now we can breathe a little bit. Got pretty intense there for the past few plays.
And the undefeated Michigan Wolverines travel to Madison to take on Wisconsin, survey says.
That's going to be a good game, and I'm going to say because it's at Madison, you got to pick the Badgers in it.
And then there was one. 3rd down and 4. Rose up the middle, 1st down, and still on his feet, 40 to the 43-yard line, tripped up from behind. Was that Reese?
Yeah, I believe it was. Reese.
All right.
A 14-yard gain from Rose.
And I know you're going to hurt my feelings, Train, but my beloved 8th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks travel to Athens to take on the 2nd-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Survey says after this play. 1st and 10 from the 42. Little pump pass over the middle, and it is completed down to about the 34-yard line. I believe that was Hobbs.
Yeah, it was Hobbs again. So had a 34, they say. So 16 plus 8 is 24. So a 24-yard reception there.
Nice drive by the Panthers. Hogs and dogs, survey says.
Oh, we got another play here going on.
Rose jump cut. And he'll be dropped at about the 31-yard line. Give him 3.
All right, so obviously Georgia's coming off their best game of the year. But as Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. Pig Suey, Razorbacks, in a defensive struggle, upset Razorbacks 21, Georgia 20. That's just for you, Tommy.
Thank you. Pass completed to Human, and he is stopped about a yard short of the first down to the 25. Eubanks with the tackle. Boys, Eubanks had a ball game.
On both sides.
So 3rd down and 1.
I bet it was Rose.
Was that Rose or Jones? I believe you're right.
Who was Jones?
Thank you very much.
I was looking down right and stuff,
Yeah.
and I saw they ran it, so I figured it was.
No, he looked a little bit taller. Let's see. Jones is 5'11", and Rose is 5'7".
And Jones is in there again.
Yeah.
Now they're going deep.
Pass.
Almost. Wow. That's the second time Ty Griffin's been able to get a hand on one, just can't corral it.
Yeah, and again, pass was intended for Toth and Launder and Griffith, again with the bracket coverage. So 2nd and 10, and this is New Legs by far their most impressive drive of the game. And what you're doing if you're New Legs, you're trying to find something to end positively for you because they've done a lot of nice things tonight defensively. Kellogg, he's got time.
Rolling, looking.
Still looking. End zone. Incomplete. Broken up by guess who? Hunter Eubanks. So 3rd down and 10.
And I believe that was Hobbs and Toth right there. And obviously the Meadowbrook knew coming in. Toth was the big play receiver, and he's had a lot of targets thrown his way, but not really a lot of receptions. He's got 4 catches, 33 yards by my count.
Kellogg's pass over the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Hobbs. Yeah, I tell you, I've been impressed with Kellogg's ability to spin the football. He's been under pressure, and then the tight coverage by the Meadowbrook secondary hasn't made it easy on the senior.
Yeah, he puts a nice zip on it. So this is 4th in the ball game here pretty much.
4:42 left. Kellogg back under pressure.
And
That's going to be incomplete. That could be a scoop and score.
they're ruling it. They're ruling it incomplete. But
Yeah.
hey, credit Clayton Hall and Hunter Rose for not giving up on the play. Clayton wanted to get that defensive touchdown.
I tell you, Hall showing some speed there for the big fella.
He's trying to audition for that running back job, a 3rd-string back. They obviously got Bop and Casey as the 1-2, and then, well, I guess 4th-string because he kind of got a McManaway in there. But he's like, hey, Coach, give me a few carries.
And hey, I tell you what, how about Rose right there? One of the coaches coming out, patting him. It would have been very easy to call it a day. Rose wasn't taking any chances as he ran down Hall at about the 10-yard line. So it'll be Meadowbrook football, and Meadowbrook trying to get.
Yeah, so Meadowbrook kind of getting some new guys in as Morrison scrambling in here at the last second. Still got plenty of time on the play clock at 15.
Yeah. So only 4:29. Meadowbrook will try to run this out. Remember, we're going to have the fastest postgame show in KGP history, so we can get to the lights out performance by the Meadowbrook band. Bop stood up right at the line of scrimmage.
He got stifled by the New Lex defense there. He ended up picking up a yard, but he definitely didn't get much there.
So Meadowbrook will be very patient here.
Yep, they're going to let that play clock run all the way
Yeah.
down.
And I think Meadowbrook may just need one more first down. I'm not sure if the Panthers are going to look to use any timeouts here. Boy, Bob.
Out to the 30-yard line.
He doesn't need much of a crease, and he hits that hole so quick. So it'll be third down.
So a pair of 100-yard rushers tonight for the Colts, and Bop and McManaway, a 100-yard receiver, and Eubanks. So good day for him. Rushing game gets 4 rushing touchdowns. They're probably pushing close, if not over 300 yards on the night on the ground.
So third down and 2, under 3 minutes left. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. Meadowbrook's moving to 5-2. Turning the corner and getting the first down and then some.
And that was Rivera.
Is Rivera, Dalen Rivera. But there is a flag.
Yeah,
it's going to
gonna
come
be a
back
hold.
for holding.
And I figured there was going to be because the New Lex coaches to the right of us
And
didn't
they
sound like
seen
they
it,
were
yes.
too happy about no flag call, and apparently the official heard him and said, better throw this one.
Yeah, it looked like one of the Panther defenders, they were hooked. There, so
a great run, all for naught there for Rivera.
So the holding call, it was 3rd and 2. Now it's 3rd down and 9.
And
So the holding call actually occurred beyond the first down marker.
so technically you could give Rivera the 3 yards on the play. Or actually, maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, and I believe that's Launder, who is now at quarterback. Am I correct?
It could be Launder or Huey because the numbers kind of bunched up a little
Yeah,
bit. You can't really. It's Huey because
It is Huey.
Launder's down here on the sideline.
Okay.
I see. So that's going to be a gain of looks like we're going to give him 6 at least according to what the scoreboard shows.
Yeah, that is a 9 instead of an 8.
And then, of course, these numbers when they're kind of get bunched up there at the at the chest area with the shoulder pads kind of crunching them in, it's kind of hard to tell 100% what the numbers are.
Yeah, Justice Huey, freshman. We've seen him this season, 5'9".
So 1:26 to go. Meadowbrook's going to use a timeout. And it's 4th and 3, I'm sure. Up 28-0. Coach Norman's just wanted to run the clock down. He's going to bring Aiden Reese in here to punt it away to the Panthers.
Yeah, because, you may think, well, hey, if you get 3 yards, then you can go victory formation. One thing, Meadowbrook's got to win, but it's important for them to keep that goose egg on the scoreboard. It is so hard to work one. And if you get a shutout on the Panthers, that's definitely a feather in your cap because they have playmakers.
Yeah, this is a quality football program. They put up, I believe, 63 points in week 2, so they can score.
And remember their game last year. Was it against Coshocton? As Reese. And that ball is fumbled, and Meadowbrook will have it.
Well, maybe. Yeah, guess who comes up with it? Hunter Eubanks comes up with it.
So Eubanks, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovery. Wow.
Well, the ball's going to go back to Meadowbrook. And remember you talking about victory formation after another first down? They didn't get the first down, but recovered a punt, so the Colts will be going to victory formation here now.
Is it, with 1:11 left, is it too early to name our KGP Defensive Player of the Week. Will that be the most anticlimactic announcement you have?
Yeah, I think
next week?
I think that one's already been solved for this week.
So 45 seconds left.
So unfortunately here for Meadowbrook, they're going to hurt the rushing total as they're going to have to take a couple knees. That one's a loss of 4. They're probably going to lose another 4 yards on this next play.
So this will be the last play. We'll immediately go to our post-game show. That will be the last play. Dave McComb, KGP correspondent, reporting a thriller at Malvern. Final score, Malvern 26, Buckeye Trail 24. Great game there at Malvern. So we'll look at how the scoring went. Meadowbrook, first quarter, opening drive, 4-yard touchdown. Run by Sam Bob. Milam's extra point was good. Meadowbrook would lead 7-0. Then Meadowbrook, after a muffed punt, would drive it down and finish it off. A Caden Casey 2-yard touchdown run. Milam's extra point made it 14-0. That was your score after 1. It would be 14-0 at halftime. 14-0 going into the fourth, where Brady McManaway would take over. A 51-yard touchdown run would make it 21-0 after the Milam extra point by McManaway, and then Brady McManaway again would finish off the scoring for Meadowbrook with a 24-yard touchdown run. Milam's extra point was good, 28-0. Train Meadowbrook 4 touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and we've been talking about how they've kind of struggled with the running game this year, but man, when the running game's going good, it's going good. And that first quarter, obviously the running game was moving. They were moving the ball well on the ground. Then they kind of got a little stagnant in the second and third quarters, kind of struggled a little bit. But then in the fourth quarter, it took off again with the Brady McManaway show. 7 carries, 119 yards just in the fourth quarter alone with the 2 touchdowns. So they had, I don't have the rushing totaled up, but it definitely was close, if not over. Yeah, it was over 300 yards just by looking at it, because Bob had 130, McManaway had 119, Casey had 36, and Hupp had 33. So those alone put them over the 300-yard mark as rushing. But
and a nice bounce-back win, Train Meadowbrook. Homecoming 2021. We want to congratulate the 2021 homecoming king, Hayden Loy. What a the night to crown him and his achievement with his defense, pitching a shutout 28-0 over New Lex. And we want to congratulate the homecoming queen for 2021 at Meadowbrook, Haley McAdams. So, Train, enjoy working with you, my man.
Oh, as always.
And that wraps things up for Caleb Graham on the sidelines, getting some great action shots. That'll be posted. And our lovely and effervescent producer behind the camera, Shylin Costello. Great job, Shylin. Thanks for your hard efforts. And my partner in crime, D-Train. I'm merely Tom Strasser, wishing everyone a safe and fun-filled weekend. Your final score from Byesville, Meadowbrook 28, New Lex 0. On behalf of the KGP family, good night, everyone. Enjoy the Lights Out show from the Meadowbrook Marching Band.